Hello Year 7s and welcome to another trombone lesson. Today our aim is to start a new piece, When the Saints, and we're also going to be learning a new note, which is going to be G. So just before we get our instruments out, let's stretch our arms. Lace your fingers together and then bring your arms up to the ceiling. Have a good stretch. Lean to either side. Really good. And then let's just flop our arms down and shake out a bit. Lovely, nice and loose, ready to play the trombone. Okay, just double check you've got your trombone together correctly, that the bell is to the left of the slide, and then we're just going to start on our mouthpieces today. So I want you to buzz me 5 different sounds. They could be high or low, loud or quiet, short or long, okay? Just 5 different sounds. I'm going to do it with you as well. Make sure our embouchure is set really carefully, that we're not letting our cheeks puff out. Here we go. Good. And then put your mouthpieces into your trombone. We are going to do some lip slurs now. So, last lesson we learned about ties. And if you remember, I said the line that joins the notes in a tie, it looks the same as a slur. So here's a picture of a slur. The difference between the tie and the slur is that a slur joins 2 different sounding notes together and you play them smoothly. So we're going to do that in a few different slide positions. I would like us to play the second bar of this example today. So we have 4 tars, F, B flat, F, B flat. So what we're going to do is tongue the F, so use that tar sound, and then keep blowing but relax to the B flat. And then we do it again. So we just repeat that same process twice. Have a listen to me do it, and then I'd like you to have a go yourself. So, this is me doing it. Alright, so your turn. Bring your trombone up to play position. Let's make sure we're stood really well. Think about our posture. Imagine that string on the top of your head pulling you up. And have a go. You might want to go a bit slower than me, but when you're ready, try the lip slur. Good. Right, let's continue with that pattern, but using some different slide positions. So I want you to move your slide out to second. We haven't played any notes here yet, so it's in between first position and third, so the bell. Don't worry if it doesn't have to be mathematical, just think in the middle, roughly where mine is, and you should be fine. Okay, so we haven't learnt these notes, but it doesn't matter for this exercise. We're going to play them. Have a listen to me play it, and I'd like you to try and get the same sound, okay? Okay, so I'm tonguing that first note and then relaxing to the lower one. Off you go, try it in second position. Good, right, so let's do 2 more. We could try these together this time. So move your slide to third position. We do know one of these notes. This is our E flat. Let's try it together, the same process, okay? Da, da, with me after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, and let's do 4th as well. So this time we're starting on note D. Okay, big breath in, lots of air. If the second note's not coming out, I want you to take a bigger breath and imagine you're holding a long note, but just relax, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. into rest position. If you want to give that a few more tries, please pause the video and just experiment with those lip slurs. You could even go down into other positions, move your slide right out to 6th if you want, and try it in that position as well. A few weeks ago, we had a look at this rhythm clock. Remember, each time has a different rhythm. So it has one bar with a rhythm in it. So we went through 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock and we said our Kodály rhythms and we played them. Today we're going to do the same, but we're going to start at 7 o'clock and make our way up, okay? So we're going up the clock round to 12. So let's just remind ourselves of the rhythms that we have. We've got TTs, which are half beats, half notes, and then we have ta, which is our 1 beat note, and we have twos, okay, so they're longer. So, for example, look at bar 12. At 12 o'clock, it has all of those rhythms in it. It starts with a 2, and then tas and tt, so it would sound like this. 2, ta, tt. Right, so let's do that together. We're starting at 7 and making our way around. I'm going to put the metronome on to keep us in time. And remember, I'm just going to go straight on to the next bar. So be prepared, stay focused, and you should be able to follow it with me. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. T, T, ta, 2. Ta, T, 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 ta. 2, 2. Ta, 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 ta. T, T, ta. T, T, ta. 2, ta, T, T. Very good. We are going to do the same thing on note F. So we have not been playing F the last few weeks. We've not needed it in our pieces, but we will do today. So let's just revisit that note. Remember, it's a bit higher than your B flat. And to get that note, we do have to blow a little bit faster, making sure our embouchure is working hard, no cheeks going out. This is also a good chance to practice our tongue in that t, 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 just staying on one note. So my advice for you is to take a big breath in and keep blowing. What I don't want you to do is blow like that on each note. It's really hard work and it doesn't sound very good. Instead, I want you to blow each one of these rhythms, each one of these bars, as if you're just blowing a nice long F. The rhythm happens with our tongue, that sound. So if you could experiment with that for me now, I think we'll make a really, really good sound and it will help with our pieces. So get yourselves in play position and keep your slide first because we're using the F. Let's go around from 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock, working on our rhythms, working on our Fs, working on our tonguing. Okay, lots to think about. So I'll count 4 in, take a big breath in through your mouth on 4, and then off we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. We're going to do that one more time to give you a second chance. See how many of those rhythms you can get right. How many of those Fs sound the same as mine? One more time, year 7. Breathe where you have to. I was just snatching little breaths whenever I needed them, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. like that where you're having to jump up lines, then reading it in order is going to feel a lot easier. Good job with that, Year 7. We're going to move on to our piece now. Great, so now it's time to have a look at our newest piece, When the Saints. Today we're going to focus just on the first 2 lines, okay? Last lesson, I did play you it. We had listened to it and we looked at it. I also told you about some new rhythms. We had dotted rhythms and ties. So the dotted rhythm was the 3-beat note. I also called it a dotted minim. And the tie was when we joined 2 notes together with a line very similar to a slur, but the difference being the notes sound the same and therefore we play them for longer, we add them together. Now, unfortunately, those rhythms don't appear in the first 2 lines, so we don't actually have to worry about them. We have tars, 2s, our long tars, our 4-beat notes, and very importantly, there are also mars, our 1-beat shush in this piece. And I say they're important because they're the first thing that happens, okay? It happens on our first beat of the bar. So this is a piece that is in 4/4. We have 4 beats in a bar, but the first one is silent. And that doesn't happen that often, so it can sometimes take us by surprise. So we have to be prepared to wait for that first beat of silence. So having said that, let's go through the first 2 lines using our Kadai sounds. Okay, we'll do the 2 lines together because we've just done rhythms. I think we're on top of our rhythms, but let's give it a go. So I'll put our metronome on, and for our ma, remember, we'll just whisper. Okay, here we go, after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 2, 2, 2, 2, ta. Off. Okay, so that was quite a steady, slow tempo, and those longer notes maybe felt really long. The backing track, I think, is a bit quicker, so we have to worry about that. Okay, so next, let's say our note names. I want you to look very carefully at the first 2 bars, and then I want you to look very carefully at the next 2 bars. And then I want you to look even more carefully at the 2 bars after that. And what are you noticing? It should be that the notes are very similar. They are, well, the first 2 bars are identical to the next 2 bars. And then 2 bars that follow are nearly identical. It's just this 1 bar where instead of holding a long note, we do change. So there's some repetition. That's always a good thing. What are the notes though? So let's go through them one by one. So the first one, we've got our flat sign. We know it's a B. It's the lower of the 2 flat notes that we know. It's our B. So our next note, it's not going up in order like we had in Snakes and Ladders. It's actually skipping C and going to D. Then following the D, we do actually go in order. We go up to the next bass note, which is E flat. And then the following bar has a very long F, our highest note so far in it. So, can we try and say those note names from the beginning of the first line? And we're going to go to the 6th bar, but we're going to stop on the F, just on that 2F, okay? So let's say those note names. Okay, here we go. Watch out for the ma on beat 1, and also we'll say B and E instead of B flat and E flat. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, D, E, F. B, D, E, F. B, Great, so hopefully that pattern is already becoming familiar. Next we'll do the miming, so the same thing. Now we have practiced a lot of going up our 5 notes. So be aware that this piece doesn't use the C at this moment, so we have to watch out that we don't automatically go out to 6th position. That first movement is 1st position to 4th position, so maybe just give that a few goes, okay? Make sure you've got a really good grip of your trombone. I normally have my finger up there on my mouthpiece as well, just so I've got really good control and it's not wobbling with our left arm. So, B flat to D, 1st to 4th. And then a little movement to E flat, and then all the way in for note F. Let's say and mime that the same place from the beginning to the 6th bar. Okay. Here we go. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, D, E, F. B, D, E, F. B, D, E, F. Great, I think it's time to give it a go and play it, okay? So the notes are getting higher, aren't they? We're starting low, we're working our way up, even if though we're missing the C. So make sure that your F, you're really giving it lots of fast air, you're buzzing your lips together. Imagine you're blowing down a small tube or small straw, and try if you can to make that F last for 4 beats, okay? Now, remember last lesson in Snakes and Ladders, I said to use your ma to breathe in. Whenever we have a rest, we'll take a breath. So that's what we're going to do. On our first ma, we're going to breathe, okay? So I'll count as 4 in, then I'm going to breathe with you on beat 1. Let's give it a go. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it carries on. Good, so if you were taking those breaths on the Mars, I think your Fs would have continued as long as mine. So let's have a look what happens in that 6th bar. So we can see we go to 2s rather than tars, so they're 2 beat long. And it starts on our F, which we just played. The next note goes to D, B flat, D, and then finally we have a C in our last bar, okay? Let's sing those note names. So from bar 6, from the F, we're going to sing them, okay? Or say them, whichever you want. Here we go, after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, D, B, D, C. All right, let's have a go at saying that and miming it, okay? So we're starting in 1st position. We've got to move our slide to a D next though, so make sure your slide is unlocked and make sure mine is. Here we go, after 4. Saying and miming. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, D, E, D, and stretch, C. Great. Okay, so let's have a go at playing that moment, and then we're going to put it all together. Okay, after 4. Get ready to play. Big breath in. We'll have to breathe on 4 this time because we don't have a ma. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. Good job, year 7. Let's just rest for a moment. So, the plan is to play that pull 2 lines through now. If you want to pause the video to give yourself a moment to go over any of those bits, now's the time. And then we're going to carry on and play through from the top to the end of the second line. So join in those 2 bits together. So we're going to play it all the way through from the beginning to the end of the second line. Okay? Remember your ma. Remember that we're going to breathe on the ma. Try and hold on to those long notes and just give it your best shot. So play position. Make sure your slides are unlocked. And then off we go after I've counted to 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Well done, Year 7. Rest position, slide locks on. It would be very useful if you practiced that same section between now and next lesson and even had a sneaky peek at what is coming next, so you are ahead of the game. But well done for working on that so far. We are going to finish today's lesson with a new note. I thought we've done such a lot of good practice on the first 5 notes, the B flat, C, D, E flat and F, that we should add another one. And we're going to go higher. So have a think. If I asked you what's going to come after F in the alphabet, it would be G, right? So we are going to add on note G. We will be going lower as well. So some of you might find this new note G a little bit challenging, and that's fine. It might take a while for it to feel comfortable, or even a few attempts to get. Don't worry, it will happen. The more we practice, the more we play, the more likely we are to get this note. So, G is in 4th position for the same place as D, just after the bell. But it is higher, it's higher than F. So we're going to work quite hard to get this. So, make sure your embouchure is working. We have our corners engaged, they're not floppy, they're not letting your cheeks puff out. And then what I want you to do is take in a very good breath through your mouth, use your tongue with that sound to blow out the air a little quicker than normal, and make sure that you're buzzing your lips together. Imagine we're just blowing down a really tiny straw, so we've got this small stream of air going down our trombone. Have a listen. So this is G. Have a few tries to get that note now. So 4th position and off you go. Big breath in. Good try. So just in case, have a listen to D and compare it to G. So this is D. And this is G. Have another go and see which one of those you think you're getting. If you do think you're getting the D, then just try and change something. So try doing any of those things I said, like blowing quickly, buzzing your lips together, thinking of a small stream of air. Try doing that more and it should start to happen. Off you go. Good job, Year 7. So just to finish now, we're going to play B flat, C, D, E flat, F, and G. We're going to aim to add on G. That's 6 notes. That's amazing. So try it with me. I'm going to say each note before we play it. So first position, B flat. Here we go. C, 6th position. position just before the bell. F, first position. And our new note G in fourth. Good try. If that didn't happen for you that moment, don't worry, you have lots of time to keep practicing that. Good work today, Year 7. We are playing some complicated music and really pushing you with your range, playing all those high notes. So make sure your slide lock is definitely on before you put your trombone away carefully. And your practice homework for next lesson is to play through and practice the first 2 lines of O When the Saints. Have a little look at what's coming next in the next 2 lines as well. And if you'd like to give that G a few more goes, that would be wonderful. But good try today and well done. And let's put our trombones away.